Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Should be another nice day today as this low pressure system stays south of us and the humidity stays pretty low. I'll show you when the heat and humidity return coming up.
Also, the best golfers in the world will be hitting the green again this morning in Pinehurst to practice ahead of the U.S. Open. We'll tell you which additional players have earned full exemptions into the field of 156 golfers. Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us as we kick off your Tuesday. It's feeling comfortable out there. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And it's nice to have normal highs, Amy.
Right, yeah. We'll enjoy the normal highs for today, and then temperatures are going to heat up by the end of the week. Feeling good out there this morning, though. Stepping outside, we're at 68 degrees in Raleigh, the dew point 56, so feels very comfortable. If you do your morning exercise outdoors, it's a great day for that. Temperatures are in the mid-50s in Roxborough, 66 right now in Fayetteville, it's 62 in Goldsboro, and 64 in Southern Pines. The morning commute should be quiet as far as the weather is concerned. We'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We'll be in the 60s through 8 a.m. Then we'll be in the low 70s by 9 a.m. High temperature today, pretty close to normal, 85 for the high temperature, but the humidity stays low. I'll talk about when the big heat returns, when the hottest temperatures so far this season could arrive, coming up in just a little bit.
Amy, thank you. We're following breaking news. 2 men are in the hospital after a shooting in East Raleigh. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Charleston Park Drive. That's off Buffalo Road. And Kelsey, I understand police have been investigating for about 4 hours now.
Renee, they have, and crime scene tapes around several homes in this neighborhood, but it seems like police are focusing their investigation on this home here behind me. Let's take you to video now from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see officers there outside of the home investigating. The shooting happened on Charleston Park Drive around midnight. The 2 men who were shot were taken to the hospital. We're working to get an update on their condition, and police are still searching for the shooter, so we'll be sure to stay on top of this and keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center with a breaking update from a story we've been following overnight in Durham. A woman was reportedly found shot near Fayetteville Street and East Umstead. This is something we're still trying to get more specifics on. We have some video we can show you right here. You can see the scene as an officer was there. They're clearly there on the scene, kind of talking amongst each other. Investigators say this happened in an empty grass lot around 1:30. But as for why this woman was shot, a motive hasn't quite been clear. It's also unclear if police are looking for a specific suspect. But if we learn more about that, we'll report it here on the WRAL Live Center.
And Chris, just blocks from where that shooting happened, a 3-year-old was seriously hurt after a drive-by shooting. This happened on Fayetteville Street at a Walgreens just before 5 o'clock last night. Police say someone drove through the parking lot and shot into a car where a man was sitting with a 3-year-old boy. Both of them were hit. The man is expected to be okay. The boy was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police have not yet made an arrest in this case. Coming up in 30 minutes, we'll hear from people who live in that area who say the regularity of shootings has them living in fear.
Practice rounds for the U.S. Open will continue this morning at Pinehurst number 2. The greatest golfers in the world are in our area. Tiger Woods and other big names like Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Ricky Fowler hit the links for their practice rounds yesterday. We've learned that 2 additional players have earned full exemptions, Robert McIntyre and Adam Scott. Coming up in about 30 minutes, WRAL's Laura Levine will join us live from Pinehurst with a look ahead at today's events. And remember, WRAL is your home for the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. Our team will have complete coverage leading up to and during the tournament on your phone, tablet, and TV. The first round tees off on Thursday.
Taxes will be going up for many Raleigh homeowners after city leaders approved a new $1.4 billion budget. That budget passed at a work session yesterday by a 5-2 vote. It includes a property tax increase to pay for different services around the city. That includes raises for city workers. The budget also includes bringing back fares for Go Raleigh buses, which have been free since the COVID-19 pandemic. Durham police are working to make an arrest after a shooting at the Soho Apartments on Chalk Level Road. Several evidence markers were seen on the ground, sidewalk, and staircase. An officer told WRAL one person was shot and is recovering from minor injuries.
Teachers and staff members at Durham Public Schools are feeling better about their future. Their confidence is up after Durham County Commissioners approved a $966 million budget. It includes a $27 million increase for school funding.
The budget passes 4-1.
Dozens of school employees erupted in applause after learning about the decision. Durham Public Schools plans to use the increased funding to raise pay for teachers and staff. This comes after months of walkouts and protests. Teachers we spoke with say they are happy with the outcome.
It means that I won't have to go get a second job. That's something that was coming.
This budget hopefully will get me paid for my master's degree that I'm not getting paid for, and hopefully help bring us up to a living wage.
Brenda Howerton was the only commissioner who voted against the budget. She cited concerns about increases to taxes. You can go to WRAL.com for a full breakdown of what it means for your tax bill.
This morning, it's still not clear if Israel and Hamas will agree to go forward with a ceasefire deal passed by the United Nations Security Council. The deal was drafted by the United States to stop the war in Gaza. It was approved Monday. The proposal calls for a, quote, permanent end to hostilities between Israel and Hamas. The plan also calls for the return of any dead hostages, remains, and the exchange of Palestinian prisoners. It comes after almost a week of negotiations among members of the council. We're also seeing more video from the hostage rescues in Gaza over the weekend. Israeli authorities released video yesterday showing the moment 3 hostages were found. 3 men were all abducted during the October 7th attack at a music festival that ignited the war.
NC State's bell tower was lit up red overnight after the Wolfpack's big win against the Georgia Bulldogs. NC State baseball is now headed back to the College World Series for the first time since 2021. This is a look at the final out. A big celebration and special moment for this team because in 2021, they didn't get to play in the World Series because of COVID. The Pack is Omaha bound for the 4th time in program history.
I remember that. It was so sad, but they're back. Protection for undocumented immigrants married to U.S. citizens is being considered by the Biden administration. We'll break down what's included in that proposal.
Plus, new leadership is on the horizon for the Carolina Hurricanes, who's expected to become the new general manager.
And we give you this live look right now. Pinehurst Resort and Country Club. Golfers will be headed out to practice rounds this morning ahead of the U.S. Open. It is going to be a nice day. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth joins us after the break to tell us when things will start to heat back up.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in for Elizabeth this morning. We have the tower lit in blue for clear skies. We'll start the day with mostly sunny skies. Some more clouds will start to build in later on this afternoon, but most of you are going to stay dry today. 68 right now in Raleigh and Durham, 56 in Siler City. It's 59 in Lewisburg, 63 in Rocky Mount. Nice and mild out there this morning. 57 in Sanford, 66 in Fayetteville, and 61 in Clinton. Dew points are low as well for everyone in the 50s and low 60s, so feels great outside. Yesterday it was still pretty muggy in the morning for our southern and eastern counties, but now everybody has the nice air. 62 for the bus ride this morning, mostly sunny, very comfortable at the bus stop. It will be warm with high temperatures in the mid-80s.
The jury in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial will continue its deliberations today. The trial went to the jury's hands yesterday after a week of testimony. Hunter Biden's family, including his wife and his mother, First Lady Jill Biden, were in the courtroom to show their support for him. He's charged with felonies stemming from the purchase of a handgun while prosecutors say he was using drugs, including crack cocaine. He faces the possibility of up to 25 years in prison.
A suspected hit-and-run driver is set to appear in court today. She's telling her side of the story to WRAL after turning herself in. Chapel Hill police say a driver hit a bicyclist on Franklin Street last Thursday. 26-year-old Brianna Beasley then saw herself on the news. She surrendered to police Monday morning. Beasley says she saw caution cones on the street and thought she was going around those when she heard a thump.
When I heard a thump, I did stop, but I did not get out. All I did was look in my rearview mirrors, and I didn't see anything, so that's why I kept going. I didn't know that I physically hit anybody until midnight the next morning. And when it had hit the news.
Beasley says she will wait until she's assigned a public defender to decide if she should plead guilty.
4 instructors from an Iowa college are hurt after a stabbing attack at a park in China. In a post to social media, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds said she is in touch with the U.S. State Department about what happened. The State Department says it is monitoring the situation. The instructors from Cornell College were in China visiting a partner university. The school says no students were part of the trip.
Violent crime continues to fall in the U.S. The FBI says violent crime is down more than 15% during the first 3 months of the year compared to this time last year. The number of murders dropped by more than 25%, and sexual assaults were down 25%. Some of the country's biggest cities like Seattle, Boston, and Philadelphia already have seen a 40% drop in murders this year. Experts believe that trend will continue, and the murder rate could have the biggest year-to-year drop ever. Homeowners in Cary are weighing in on possible changes to property taxes. The proposal would decrease the actual property tax rate. However, property values rose more than 50% on average in Cary during Wake County's reevaluation process this year. So the average homeowner will see a $670 bump to their annual property taxes. Last night was the final chance for people to voice their concerns.
This budget increase is making my wife and I have to have serious conversations about moving somewhere else, and it's heartbreaking to us.
We all seem to agree that our little town has grown up. Now it seems time for our government to do the same and to stop spending beyond the resources.
Another work session is scheduled for next Monday to discuss the budget.
Undocumented immigrants with spouses who are U.S. citizens may be granted protection from deportation, according to 2 resources. The Biden administration is considering a plan that would give them access to work permits. The program is known as Parole in Place, and it would also make it easier for some undocumented immigrants to have a path to U.S. citizenship. This comes after President Biden announced an executive action last week to tighten asylum restrictions.
A drug designed to slow the progression of early stages of Alzheimer's disease is getting closer to approval. An FDA advisory committee voted to endorse Eli Lilly's drug, donanemab. The advisors say the drug is safe and effective. If it gets full FDA approval, it would be the second drug on the market for slowing Alzheimer's disease. There is still no drug to prevent the development of Alzheimer's and no cure for the disease. Today, the Boys and Girls Club of Wake County will celebrate the opening of a new location in Garner. There will be a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Parish Manor Club at 4:30. It's the county's 8th location, but Garner's first. 125 members have already signed up.
According to reports, the interim title may be coming off Carolina Hurricanes general manager Eric Tulsky. He was named the Canes' interim general manager after longtime GM Don Waddell resigned last month. Tulsky is expected to become the Hurricanes' next GM. He's been with the organization for 10 seasons.
It is a big week in Pinehurst with the 124th U.S. Open tournament just 2 days away. The 2024 World Golf Hall of Fame induction was held last night. Inductees include Patrick Harrington, Tom Weiskopf, Johnny Farrell, Sandra Palmer, Beverly Hansen, and 13 LPGA founders. It was held at the Carolina Hotel, which is part of the Pinehurst Resort and Country Club. It marked the Hall's 50th anniversary. Tonight, the Tar Heel Traveler will give us a look at the fascinating history of Pinehurst. That airs tonight right here on WRAL at 5:55.
In Moore County, construction for new playgrounds at all 13 of its elementary schools could start today. This comes after the school board unanimously approved the plans last night. This is what the playgrounds will look like. In all, they would cost $650,000. The district says the money comes from bond funding, and the plan is to have everything finished by the end of September.
It is 4:47, and I bet a lot of playgrounds and pools will be busy today. A nice summery day Amy, and certainly at least it won't be sweltering, so people will enjoy it.
Yeah, this is going to be the coolest day in the next 7. Temperatures are just going to go up from here. So enjoy today. Get outside. It'll be a nice, comfortable day, similar to yesterday. This is a live look at Pinehurst at the Resort and Country Club. Everybody busy out there working, getting ready for the day ahead. Temperatures are very comfortable down there. Temperatures are in the mid-60s, 64 in Southern Pines with a dew point of 62. 68 is the current temperature in Raleigh, the dew point in the mid-50s. So some nice dry air with us this morning. It feels very nice stepping outside this morning. We'll be in the 60s through around 8 a.m. and then we'll be in the 70s for a few hours. We'll get up to around 85 this afternoon. So if you want to head to a playground today or maybe the pool, it'll be a nice day to do that. We do have a frontal system that's probably going to stall just offshore, and we might see some tropical development in the coming days. I'm going to talk more about that in the next half hour. But for today, some of these showers and storms that are offshore could move to the North Carolina coast, and I wouldn't rule out that maybe an isolated shower could move into our eastern counties. I don't think many of us are going to see rain at all, but later this afternoon, this evening, we might see a couple of showers developing mainly in our eastern counties. So again, we just have a slim chance for a shower east and south of the triangle. It's about a 20% chance. So most of you stay dry. No rain for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but we do have a slim chance for a shower on Saturday and Sunday. It's just a 20% chance, so we should stay mainly dry through the weekend. One of the big stories this week will be the big heat that's going to build in from the south and west. We are going to have some pretty hot temperatures, perhaps the hottest we've had so far this season. 85 is the high temperature for today, which is just shy of our normal of 86. 87 Wednesday, 92 Thursday, 94 Friday. The hottest we've been so far is 93, so we could beat that on Friday, and then still 93 on Saturday. The heat index values will probably be in the upper 90s to near 100 in some spots. So some pretty big heat for the end of the week. Feeling pretty good today. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy and 85. Low humidity today. Tomorrow that humidity starts to go up a little bit, but still okay, 87. 92 Thursday for the start of the U.S. Open down in Pinehurst. 94 Friday. We'll stay in the 90s through Father's Day and actually into next week as well, with high temperatures near 90 on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Hot golf down the Sandhills. Thanks, Amy. A new Apple upgrade is changing the way iPhone users text with people who have an Android. How it will make group chats easier.
And new research is giving insight on African elephants and the way they communicate. A surprising discovery and what it reveals about the species.
This facility might look like a typical science lab, but it is actually North Carolina's first manufacturer of pharmaceutical-grade hemp products. From CBD gummies to pre-rolls, people use the products for a variety of conditions, from pain to anxiety, without mind-altering side effects. WRAL's Heidi Kirk reports the Nash County company aims to set a standard for manufacturing hemp products across the state.
It's the dream internship for Blake Smith.
There's not a lot of stuff out there like this.
Working alongside a team of professionals at Astera Labs.
A lot of my other friends are doing, your typical internships, with different companies this summer, and this is different.
They tell us it's the first facility manufacturing pharmaceutical-grade hemp products in the state. The goal here is to do it in a way that's safe and consistent.
We're in a state that doesn't have regulations in the CBD and hemp space, so we wanted to be that gold standard.
State representative and president of the company, John Bell, took us behind the scenes.
This is where the fun stuff starts happening.
Showing us how products are made from start to finish.
Right now, they're working out of this 10,000 square foot facility here in Nashville. But the hope is that in the next couple years that they'll double the size of this space and send out a lot more product.
The facility has mostly worked with wholesalers and other businesses who put their own labels on the products. But the hope is by the end of this week, it will ship its first batch of its own products to stores in the state.
New things are happening every day here. We're not only passionate about what we do, but we're growing this industry together.
Not only is the facility shipping out thousands of products, but the team advocates for doing things right and becoming a leader in an emerging industry. It's all happening right here in Nashville, but they'll tell you the hope is to make an impact worldwide. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, Nash County.
And if you've bought a hemp-based product in our state, it's possible that you've already tried something made from Astera Labs. Soon you will find their brand Southern Ease on shelves across the state.
Group chats that include both Apple and Android users are about to get easier. The next update to the iPhone's operating system will include updates to messages with Android users. That will allow them to share higher quality photos, videos, and audio files. Messages from Android users will still come through in green bubbles.
New research shows African elephants call each other and respond to individual names, something that few wild animals do. Researchers analyzed recordings of hundreds of elephant calls. They found that the sound of the calls varied depending on which elephant the call was for. Researchers also discovered female elephants may use names more often with their calves, either to comfort the calf or to help it learn its name. Researchers believe elephants are coming up with names to identify each other.
Fascinating.
How about it?
In a few days, Wake Forest will hold a Juneteenth celebration. The two-day event is free and open to the public. It gets underway on Friday with a community gathering at Taylor Street Park. There will be food, arts and crafts, and other activities. On Saturday, there will be a parade, a Freedom Historical Walk, and a family-friendly event at the Dubois Center. We have all the details on Wake Forest celebrations and others happening in our area on our website. Just go to WRAL.com and search Juneteenth. We're following breaking news in Durham. A woman is injured after an early morning shooting. This all happening just 3 miles away from where a 3-year-old was shot yesterday.
And top golfers in the world will be back on the course in Pinehurst this morning. Day 2 of practices ahead of U.S. Open play starting Thursday.
And more from that exclusive interview with Celine Dion as she opens up about being diagnosed with stiff person syndrome.